it's Michelle, and today I've got for you a standing Pilates workout using a fitness circle, magic ring, whatever you call it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to work our whole body and not get down on the ground once. So I hope you like it. Let's get started. So you're going to stand in a comfortable kind of wide stance with your feet. Hold the ring out in front of you, and we're going to start just with some nice and easy arm raises. So take a breath in as you float your arms to the ceiling, and then exhale, just let the arms relax back forward. Good. Breathe in and float, and then exhale to lower. Good. You don't have to think of having any particular pressure on the ring, not just yet. Okay, we're more getting our shoulders moving and making lots of space through the ribs to get in some full deep breaths. All right, now this time hold your arms up high and then give the ring a little bit of a squeeze. Bend your elbows and just let it come down almost right over your forehead and then reach back up. Do that again. You can put a little bit more force into the ring as the elbows bend. Yeah, exhale to press and squeeze and then lift. And you'll feel your biceps working here pretty well just with this angle and how we're pressing inwards. Good. Now pause with the elbows bent. You're going to leave your head centered inside of the ring and just take a nice side bend. So over to one side and then inhale to come back up. Good. Exhale, think of getting longer to go over into that side bend and then come up. Good. Couple more times. You can squeeze the ring tighter as you side bend. That helps to give us a little bit more support. Very good. Now squeeze your glutes so your hips stay put. It's really your ribs that are moving off of your center line. All right, now we're going to add to the challenge here. When we side bend, extend the arms on that nice long angle and then come back up. Yes, if that's too intense, doesn't feel good on your back, then you continue with bent arms. Yeah, exhale and then up. So the abdominals and the obliques have to work a little harder to support that big position. All right, now we're going to add a twist. So once you find that angle, you're going to rotate, kind of stick your tail out, twist to a flat back. So I'm looking directly down at the floor over my one foot. Tuck your tail under, find your side bend, come up and bend the elbows to reset. Do that again. We lift up, we side bend over. Now rotate to the floor, reach the spine long. Come back to face forward and then stand up and bend. Whew. Couple more times. So we find the stretch. We twist, try to make both shoulders square to the ground. Return to your side bend and then stack. So good. Twist over that one leg. Good. Let's do one more time to either side. Don't feel like you have to get stuck in any of these positions. Try to move through it nice and smoothly. Last time. Side bend, twist, front, and then stand. Whew. All right, go ahead and take your head out from inside of the ring. Moving on, we're going to step our feet in a little bit narrower. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me better. So you're going to hold your ring out in front of you like a steering wheel, and then just straighten and bend your arms a couple times. See how much force you can comfortably put in on the ring while the arms are straight and bent. When the arms get straight, it gets more challenging to keep the squeeze. So at that moment, really feel that connection holding strong on the ring. All right, now the next thing we're going to add is a squat. So as my arms get straight, I'm going to sit down with my hips and then come back up tall. Drop and lift. You find the rhythm and the pace that works for you. And if your arms ever start tuckering out, you don't have to put so much energy into the ring. You can just kind of move through the shapes with the arms. All right. All right, let's do about 3 more here. Keep the ribs drawing in. Now pause in your squat and hold. Take one foot, tap it out to the side, bring it back into your squat, stand up. Do that same leg. Squat, tap, in, and up. Very good. Drop, step, in and up. So 4 movements. Bend, tap off to the side, and up. So good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 2 more. So we're transitioning all the weight over to that one foot that stays behind. Now pause with the leg tapped to the side, and you're going to do little rainbows. Tap the foot behind and then return. Tap and switch. Now you don't have to be squeezing the ring so tight here. It's more there is just somewhere to anchor the arms. Good. Try not to lose your balance. So we're almost not even putting weight on the tapping foot. So good. Draw the abs up and in for 3, for 2. Now pause with the leg behind. Tap the foot in and out. In and out, holding your balance on that supporting leg. Very good. Now if your balance is feeling pretty solid, bring the knee up and take the foot off of the floor. In and out. Now the final layer is going to be to add a flexion of the spine and the elbows. Pull everything into a ball and then reach back to a long line. Curl and then reach. So good. Curl and then reach. Let's do 3 more. Last 2. And then last 1. And then just step the foot down and come on up. All right, so other side. I'm going to turn around so you can see me a little bit better. Stand tall. Do a couple of just the arm movements to get us going here. All right, when you're ready, we're going to add a squat when the arms are straight. We sit back and stand. Drop and lift. So now maybe, since we've already done this once, you can increase the pace or maybe the depth of your squat. Good. Really feel yourself stacked every time you stand. Don't leave any parts behind. Now let's squat and hold. Tap your new leg off of center. Bring it back in. Stand and bend the elbows. 1, touch, in, stand. 1, out, in. Good. So really keeping the back long and flat. As we lean forward, that is going to help the back muscles to turn on and support us here. Out and in. So good, you guys. All right, now pause with your leg out to the side. Hold yourself steady and start tapping the foot behind and open. And open. That's not easy. Try to keep stable over that bottom foot. Doesn't have to be a big rainbow. It can be small. For 3. For 2, don't let that ring move around in space. Now 1, pause with the leg back. Bend the knee in and out. In and out. You can either tap your foot to the floor or lift the knee up and through. Up and through. Try not to change the shape of your back. Not yet anyway. 1 more. Now let's flex the spine and the elbows and then kick back long. Spine and elbows round and then return. So good, you guys. 3 more. In. 2. Last 1. And then just stand up tall. Wow. All right, next we're going to keep that same grip, kind of like a steering wheel hold of the ring. Stand tall, hip width apart. Now bend your elbows, kind of like, maybe a little slightly more open than 90 degrees, just a slight bend. Put a little bit of a squeeze on the ring. Now just swing the ring up and back as far as you can comfortably go behind your head, and then bring it back down. So as you can see, my elbows aren't changing in their angle. They're locked into place, and it's my shoulder that's making this movement. Yes, and the more you keep your elbows tucked in tight, you're going to feel your triceps working a lot more. Yes, if your elbows wing out, then it turns into more kind of pecs and biceps. So for this one, try to keep those elbows tucked in to the best of your ability. All right, now pause with the ring behind your head. Feel the ribs drawing down a little bit. When we drop the ring, you're also going to lift one knee up to meet it. Take your time and then return and replace the foot. Yeah, so start kind of slow so we get our bearings. Now try to swing side to side as little as possible. Yes, if you have kind of a narrower stance, it makes it a little easier to not have to shift your weight so much. And it's up to you whether the knee and the ring kind of meet and touch, or if you want to take the ring forward of the knee so you get a bigger range of motion. You decide. All right, now adding on, when we lift the knee, we're also gonna flex and just curl into a ball, nose to knee, and then stand back up. Other leg, curl and flex, and then lift. So kind of piggybacking on what we did a moment ago. Yes, flexing over the knee and stand, but a little bit less intense on the legs here since we're alternating and going through this nice standing position. Yes, let's do a couple more. If you want to lift your chest at the top to get a little upper back extension, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Whew. Last 3. Last 2. Standing abs are no easier than lying down abs. Now stay in your flexion and you're just going to pulse, open and close. So your torso and your knee go apart and then together. For 5, try to squeeze the ring a little tighter on every pulse, squeezing in. Last 1. Now stand tall and let's do the other leg. We curl, we round, and pulse. Pulse. So the torso, the knee, and the hands. Everything's pulsing. Squeeze the ring. 3, 2, 1, and then stand up tall. Whew. Wow. Okay, shake your arms out. Whew, that was a long time to hold the ring. Very good. All right, now we're going to repeat that, except add some rotation. So get a little bit more work for the obliques, yeah? It's almost like when we're lying down on the mat, right? And the ground's underneath us, and we're doing some of our ab work. So just like that, but gravity's hitting us a little differently. So fun to feel the difference. So take those arms to your slight bend. Take the ring behind your head. Now let's go directly to the leg lifts, but this time you're going to lift one knee, rotate the ring and the arms to the outside of the lifted leg, and then replace. Exhale, lift and twist. Now maybe this one you need to slow down a little bit. It's a little bit trickier balance-wise because we're changing our focus. And up. That's it. Feel like you get taller as you twist rather than shorter. And up. So good. Elbows stay tucked in. All right, now just like before, we're going to add the flexion of the spine and the bottom knee. So you're going to round, get a little bigger twist over that leg, and then stand up tall. Other side, rotate, and then up. And you angle your elbows wherever feels comfortable. Yeah, maybe the knee comes kind of inside of that one elbow or outside, whatever feels better. Twist and up. So good. When you stand, you can do a little upper back extension. That, see as I lose my balance, that is trickier on the balance. Yes, because then that's another change of the gaze. Whew. All right, you guys, let's do 2 more and then we'll do our pulses. Now hold that twisted shape and we pulse in and out with our body and in and out with our hands, giving that ring a micro little squeeze, squeeze and release. 3, 2, 1, stand up. Let's go right away to the other side. Twist and hold it, get your bearings, and then we pulse, pulse, in, squeeze, squeeze the ring. If you lose your balance, set that foot down. 3, 2, 1, and then stand up. Woo. There's some standing abdominals for you. So we're going to change up our grip a little bit. So rather than holding on the outside like we have been, you're going to take the back of your hands and place them on the inside pad of both rings, okay? Kind of hanging it like this and then doing the other one, I find is the easiest way. So now it's going to be a lot more work for the sides of the shoulder, yes, kind of those deltoids. So little change up for our shoulder work. Let's stand with our legs all the way together now so we get a little bit of an inner thigh action. Elbows are going to stay tucked in by your ribs, okay? So don't let them flare out. Elbows in. Let's just take a few little pulses out and in into the ring. And just kind of see how this feels different, right? With this new angle of the arms. and just kind of test out the resistance. See how much force you can put on. It's probably not very much, yeah, just enough to kind of tighten the ring up a little bit. Now make sure your wrist joint is able to stay nice and long. Don't have a funky angle in the hand, okay? All right, so now put on whatever pressure you can maintain, pushing onto the ring, so nothing crazy. Now all we're gonna do is just send the arms out and in a couple times. Yes, we did this same pattern with the different grip of the hand, so just kind of test it out here and see how it feels. Whew. All right, now reach the arms out and stay there. Hold as much squeeze as you can, and you're just gonna lift your heels up, place them back down, and then bend your elbows. Do that again. 1, lift the heels. 2, lower. 3, and bend 4. Good. So now getting our lower leg, our ankles and feet going a little bit. Good. When you lift the heels, try to increase that connection in from either leg. Very good. And take your time. No need to hurry. Feel that length coming out through the crown of the head. All right, now let's pause with our heels up. Keep the heels high. You're going to hinge into a high-heeled squat. Go as low as you comfortably can. Stand back up with your lifted heels and then return to the start. Good. Do that again. 1, we lift. 2, we keep our high heels and send the hips back. Whew. Come back up tall and then down. No hurry, slow and steady so we keep our balance. 1, whoop, 2. It's okay if you lose it, just bring it right back. Lift and then lower. Draw the abs up as you send the hips back into that squat. All right, you guys, now we're gonna hold our high-heeled squat. If the heels need to drop, it's okay. Stay there if we can. Now, you're just gonna separate the knees a little and then return. Separate and return. Keep going. You're gonna do little pulses of the knees out and in without the heels coming apart. So very small, open, close. Feel those rotator muscles deep inside the hip working for 3, 2, now leave the knees together and just pulse, pulse, pulse. Now if your arms are tired, you can bring the ring in. Keeping it out is a little harder. All right, now we're gonna combine the 2 pulses. So with every pulse, you change the knees. Pulse out, pulse in, open, close, pulse, pulse, keep going. Good, open, close, open, almost done. 3, 2, now pause with the knees together, drop a little lower, and then stand up and relax. Wow, good, you guys. All right, next, we're gonna work our inner and outer thighs even a little bit more. So take the ring and you're gonna step inside of it, slip it up till it's just above the kneecaps, okay? And you'll put a little pressure on the ring with the thighs. So we're gonna stand in as wide of a squat as that ring will allow you to. It's okay if your toes are angled out very slightly. All right, so feel like you're spinning your thighs out, almost like if your hips were faucets. Kind of crank the faucet on a little bit to feel that connection. Now you're just gonna breathe out and find a squat and then come back up tall. And this might take a little bit of adjusting, okay? You might have to kind of move the feet around until it feels right. Yeah, with the ring here, it kind of changes up our positioning a little bit. And it's okay if it doesn't feel good to straighten your knees all the way. No need. No need. Knee, get it? No need. Just straighten as much as, is comfortable. They can get almost straight. You want to feel like you keep some force out into the ring, okay? So we don't want to lose it by locking our knees out at the top. All right. So next, we're going to add on a little bit of an arm circle. So bend the elbows. When you squat, you're going to reach the arms overhead. Now as you stand, you're just going to circle them by your sides. Bend the elbows and knees, reach the arms forward and then up. Yes, dive the arms through. Yeah, such a nice fluid movement of the arms. It kind of helps to bring that feeling to the legs. So it's less of a choppy squat and more of a nice seamless movement. Yeah, if when you pull the arms back down, you want to do a little extra lift of the chest, that would be a great choice. Whew. Now let's do one more and pause in the stand. We're going to reverse. So now circle the arms around to reach up, bend to reach down. So just reversing the circle. Reach and stand. Reach and stand. Now if you wanted to add the lift of the upper back, you would do it as you stand and reach the arms to the floor and then circle around. Lift and around. So good. So getting that whole spine moving. Last two. Now for our last one, you're going to pause at the bottom with the arms reaching overhead and just take some little pulses up and down with the legs, maintaining your side to side pressure. Now holding the arms there is not easy. If it's too much, you can bring them to your chest or to your hips. Now pause in your squat, pulse out, out, out. So we maintain the squat and do a little pulse and release on the ring. All right. Okay, now can we combine these two pulses together by pulsing up and down and out and in? Whew, so good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stand and relax. Ah, awesome, you guys. Okay, good stuff for our outer thighs. Let's give the inner thighs the same treatment. So, taking the ring off your thighs, we're going to place it between our ankles on the inside. Now make sure the pads go high enough that they're above that pointy ankle bone and your ring is pretty well away from the floor. Okay, try to adjust it till it's comfortable. It's not the most comfortable thing to have the ring on your ankle, but we won't be here for very long, okay? So you stand with your feet however's comfy. They can be toed out a little bit. Okay, little bit of a squeeze on the ring to start, nothing too crazy though. So probably a little wider than hip width. Now, all I want you to do is from this standing position, see if you can go back to that kind of fauceting feeling that we found in the hip. So kind of like you're spinning the thighs out, and that should increase the tension on the ring and then kind of turn the faucet off and just relax. Yeah, so like if hot and cold, right? Those old school double sink faucets. Yeah, so kind of imagine that's what your hips are. They're cranking out and then release. Yeah, and even just that, you should start to feel that connection to those adductors running from the top of your inseam all the way down. All right, now let's keep the faucet on. Doesn't have to be on full blast, but 30-40% on. So we keep that tactile squeeze on the ring. Now let's see if we can squat and stand maintaining a squeeze. And you may even find that you can squeeze the ring even further every time you stand up. Yes, so go slow enough that you can feel those little micro changes. Lower and lift. If you don't feel like you have enough kind of bite on the ring, step your feet closer together. Good. Really feel those thighs to connect on the front, the inner thighs squeezing on the inside, and even those glutes really squeezing from the sides. 3, 2, very good. Now stand up, keep whatever squeeze you found, reach the arms open. Now lift the heels without letting any pressure off of the ring, and then set them down. Whew, not easy. Lift and then lower. And you may be able to even squeeze the ring more on the heel lift. Up and down. So maybe you can crank the faucet up one more notch as you lift. Lift up. So good. Feel nice and supported through all those muscles around the top of the hip. Lift. Next, we'll add some serious challenge by adding a rotation. So heels down. We're going to lift the heels up and twist to one side. Squeeze the ring even tighter and then release a little bit. Drop the heels and return. Lift and squeeze, lower and release. Take the eyes with you to whatever side you're twisting towards. If you happen to be near a wall or a chair that you can grab if you need to, it's not a bad idea. Okay, let's do this one more time to either side. Whew. So challenging to not get bossed around by the ring. Good. Now, 3 pulses to either side, pulsing with the obliques and in on the ring. I know, it's crazy, but we're almost done. So here we go. Lift and squeeze, and then we pulse for 3. Go even further. 2, release the ring every time, 1, face the front and put your heels down. Good, now go the other way. Lift up and get your bearings. Twist for 3, 2, get taller on each one, 1, and then relax. So good. Gets a little easier the more used to it we get. Twist, squeeze in and out, whew, in and out, and then release. So good, you guys. We'll do this 3 more times. 3, 2, 1. That's it. One more time to either side. Twist, twist, twist. Whoo, last time. Rotate, 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 and then relax. Whoo. So good, you guys. I am impressed. That is not an easy one. All right, grab the ring and we are going to cool down and stretch it out. Okay, so stand as wide as you would like, maybe a little wider than hip width apart. Reach your ring up to the ceiling. Now bend your elbows and just kind of let the ring scan down your body. Nod your chin and hang down over your legs. Now if your ring touches the floor, just soften your elbows and let your head dangle. And then reverse that by tucking your tail, bending to scan the ring back up to the ceiling. Good. Now let's twist to one side. So as you bend your elbows, rotate over one leg, and the ring's going to scan down this single side. Good. Now the further you reach that ring out away from your foot, the more stretch you'll feel through the ribs. Good. And then we scan back up, and then we go to the other side. Rotate. Exhale, and you don't have to squeeze the ring particularly hard. We're done with that. Now we're just stretching. Good. You can drop the ring where it is or try to reach it out a little further and then come up tall. All right, let's do one more time straight through center, nodding the chin, rolling down. Maybe you'll find you can relax and release into this shape a little more. Now go ahead and shake your head yes. Let it totally relax. And then shake your head no. Good. Soften the knees a little bit to roll yourself up. And with that, you guys, we are all done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's standing Pilates workout using our ring. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave it a like below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave me any feedback or requests for future videos down in the comments below. Please share this video with a friend and turn on your notifications, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.